Hi, Mike Brent, the auctioneer, discussing the other day all kinds of waivers and assignments and disclaimers and things like that, and auctioneers contracts and terms and conditions. And a lot of auctioneers apparently think, and largely I think the general public even thinks this, well, because of all the frivolous lawsuits, we need tort reform because the courts are filled with just frivolous waste of time. I don't really have a claim, but I'm going to claim it anyway and see if I can get some money out of this other person. Cramming the courts with all these frivolous lawsuits. Everybody's sue happy. They trip over something, they get an attorney, they're suing almost immediately. And it happens all the time, every day. The courts are lined up. Parking lots are full of people filing frivolous lawsuits because they're sue happy. I saw that characterization of why auctioneers need all these waivers and disclaimers and assignments in all of their documents. Well, not surprisingly, people study the number of frivolous tort-related lawsuits, claims, etc., that take place in the United States. A recent study that I noted, and the data is remarkably consistent around the United States, that the average number of cases involving torts at all is less than 10% of what courts see. In other words, there's not a lot of tort cases to begin with, and a much smaller percentage of that 10%, and in many cases less than that, are comprised of frivolous lawsuits. And here's many attorneys are pretty busy. Good attorneys are busy, very busy. Do they want a case that they can sink their teeth into and get a big reward and earn income from helping someone win a big cash award for being damaged? Yes, I think there's probably a resounding yes answer to that question. So I walk in and I've got a frivolous lawsuit that doesn't have much merit. I just like suing people. And, how long is that going to be before the judge says, you know what, we're not going to, this case doesn't have merit. Next case, dismissed, out of here. What happens? Tort cases, general good behavior, where there's not necessarily a contract in place, but there's just an aggrieved party, damaged party who is claiming, hey, you didn't take reasonable precautions to keep me safe, make up a very, very small portion of the cases that go to court. And then additionally, there's a even less percentage that are frivolous or are made up of parties who are they're just sue happy. See, that's not it. That's not it. Auctioneers, as I have said before, have waivers, disclaimers, and assignments all over their documents now in the past 5 years or so, at least. And I see no end to it. Largely so they can misbehave. And I know that's strong, and I know some auctioneers aren't going to like to hear that. Now, I don't have those in there to misbehave. I have those in there to protect me from all the sue-happy, frivolous lawsuits. Well, see, there aren't that many of those. And so, tell me again the reason you have all that in there. Oh, I see. You are lying about the property. You are reopening the bid a week later. You are not allowing previews in your as-is auctions. Well, that's just normal behavior. That's just what I do because I can. Because I got to protect myself against all these frivolous lawsuits. There's got to be tort reform. See, It's not hard to find or hear somebody say there's got to be tort reform. One of the studies I saw was in 2014. This is 2020. They noted that there were a decreasing number. There was a small number in 2014. There was a decreasing number of tort cases and a related lower number of frivolous tort cases in the United States. It's not growing, it's getting smaller. Why do you have all those waivers in there? Why do you have all those disclaimers in there? Why do I have some disclaimers or waivers in there? Well, I've got them in there because I've always had them in there. I'm taking a hard look at it because I really, and you really, don't have to worry too much about all these tort cases because there aren't that many of them. And frivolous lawsuits, not many. Not many at all. We don't need necessarily tort reform. Mike Brantley, Auctioneer. Pleasure to be with you today. Other videos on the same page, others forthcoming. Have a great day and stay safe.